Hey guys, what a lovely sunshiny day out today. I'm just soaking up the rays, baby. Um, I wanted to encourage you today to meditate. I know, I'm gonna keep saying it until we get it. The reason I am so adamant that we meditate is because not only will it strengthen you, right, to deal with stuff in society, but what it will do, it will help you to recognize your intuition when it speaks to you. My father always says to me, he always listens to his gut when he hears, go left or go right or call this person or go this place. He'll go. And usually something amazing happens when he follows that intuition or he avoids something that was there that he would have been injured by had he not paid attention. So if we meditate and start to recognize our inner voices, you know what happens there? If you are going somewhere that you're going to be accosted, your intuition will say, hey, go this way, or try a different location of the place you're going to go, or take this route. And we may not always see the big picture as to why, but if we get in touch with that inner voice, then it is our way of navigating under the system. This is what Harriet did, because Harriet, like I told you guys, was illiterate, but what she had was a strong intuition. And the people that she needed to meet and come in contact with were usually 9 out of 10 times all good people that did not harm her or hinder her from her goal. And how did she do that? I'm pretty sure, I'm safe to say, that Harriet did not speak negatively to herself. How can you be so sure, Angela? Well, the evidence. She was never recaptured. The people she rescued, they were never recaptured either. So that means she was constantly speaking positively to herself, and she was actively listening to her intuition, despite the fact of being a slave. So, can we do the same thing? Yes, we sure can. We can meditate so that we become accustomed to hearing our intuition, so that when it guides us and offers us protection underneath the system, that we'll be safe. Because we cannot abolish the system we live under, because we are not the ones who implemented it. But if we strengthen ourselves through meditation, we can transcend the system, just like Harriet Tubman, just like her, because she decided, I don't want this life anymore. She's like, I'm not about that life. And she decided, I'm going to be free. She did not focus on the fact that she was a slave. That would have been negatively employing the laws that govern the universe. So she positively used the laws by changing her attention from, I'm a slave, to, I want my freedom. And she went after her freedom, and she did not waver from achieving her freedom. And you know what? I talk about it because it's easy to talk about now. But when she was going through it, I am sure there were some times. I know she said, you've guided me 6 times, don't desert me in the 7th. Yeah, she struggled. But she did not give in to negative self-talk, which means she did not say, man, you are so stupid. You're so this. You'll never make it. Your mama was a slave. You're going to be a slave forever. No, she did not give in to that. We can take our example from that and not give in to it. And you know what else Harriet did not do? Today I saw some videos that if my blood was milk, it would have been curdled. I was appalled at what I saw. And now I understand why some people look at black women the way they do. They're just waiting for me to act a fool or crick my neck, or these videos that are so prevalent on the internet. Oh my God. But How do you overcome that? How do we overcome that? How do we fortify those sisters and not let their negative portrayal of us pull us down as well? You have to keep your positivity up. And as you meditate more and more, and the more familiar you become with your inner voice, you'll start to be able to say a word of encouragement to someone that you may meet, and they'll look at you and say, dude, man, how did you know? And you could change their whole life. But you won't know how to do that if you don't become familiar with your own inner voice. And I know I really push meditation, but I push it for a reason. Because when you become familiar with the sound of your own inner being, you will avoid certain situations because you're being guided to do so. When Harriet was in the bush and she would hear, stop, do you think she said, who's talking? She didn't say that. She stood still and she waited until the voice said, go. And when she did that, you know what she avoided? Recapture. That's what we need to do. Meditate so that when you hear, go this direction, you can avoid being pulled over. You can avoid being accosted because of the system we live under. And when you start listening to that inner being, you start to strengthen yourself and fortify yourself so that when you encounter any kind of negativity, you know how to handle it. And you don't just become defeated or become antagonistic, but you know how to handle that situation effectively and with poise, but to get your message across effectively and efficiently. You see? So, yes, I know I keep saying it and saying it ad nauseum. I know you're tired of hearing it, but until it sinks in and you start seeing the evidence of your meditation, then you're going to start understanding how powerful it is. Right? Anyhow, I have to go and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day with my boy because he's riding his bike and he's waiting for me. So I want to encourage you to meditate, even if it is just 2 minutes of sitting on a park bench in quiet and listening to the birds and listening to yourself breathe. That's all you need. You don't need anything more. Start there. And the peace that will come over you will blow your mind. And those situations will start to diminish that you encounter around you, even though we are underneath that kind of a system. Much love.